Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jen with Happy Humble Home, and it's Friday, so that means it's time for the weekly update. But before we go ahead and flash back to anything this past week, go ahead, click subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell so you catch all the adventures here on Happy Humble Home. Alright, hey guys, so we're actually about to go to a chemistry demonstration that Union University is going to do. So I will bring y'all along for that. Also, be sure that you actually watch all of the chemistry demonstrations. It's just part of the video, but there were several that I was able to get all the way from the beginning to the end of the demonstration. So it's pretty neat to learn about, and they did really good explaining what was happening to the kids, and just they had it very well set up. So I was really impressed with Union University, and my kids were already asking if they do this every year, and they definitely want to go back. So it was really cool that that was something that they offered, and they did really well at it. So thanks again.
All right, scoop up a couple of those bubbles that I blew. There you go. You ready? Woo! There you go. Pretty cool, huh? All right, get your hands all nice and wet. Yeah, that'd be good. All right, scoop up some of those bubbles. All right, and light it. Woo! Pretty cool. Oh, wow. All right, get your hands all nice and wet. All right, dip them in there one more time. Get up to your wrists, okay? All right, you ready? All right, scoop up a couple of those bubbles. Woo! That was cool.
It might be too wet, that's why it's not good.
And you want to get the sides too. It'll just dissolve right there. And you want to get, you want to get the sides. How about this side, man? There you go.
Do you want to see? You want to come see my course?
Huh? Well, where'd you put this?
Good job.
Okay, thank you.
Who
Who else wants to go?
Down here, and you sit on down here.
This is
Okay, so we're going to grab hands on there.
easy safety lines. Let's see, who needs one? You can just Q-tip.
There you go. Good job.
Okay, so then that's the other. You're going to use this Q-tip, and this solution is going to make the message appear.
All right.
This cup. Do you want to see it disappear?
I want to get the sides on there.
Appear. And then we're going to dip it.
There you go.
You want to do that? All right, roll up your sleeves.
We can still do more.
So yeah, let's just see what happens when I pour this in here. Ready, guys? Like a big old purple marshmallow. So you guys can, I don't know if you can see it from there, but there's some steam coming off, and if you could touch the graduated cylinder right now, it would be very hot, because this reaction is exothermic, which means that as it's decomposing, it releases heat. So it makes the cylinder really hot and also releases steam. So what happened when it decomposed into the water and oxygen, the oxygen got caught up into soap bubbles, and that's what created the foam. And so yeah, everything in this foam is just mainly water and oxygen, and the little streaks of orange that you see are there because there are extra free iodide ions floating around. So yeah, that's it.
It might. Armor all. Nothing. No. Always one. Check it out. There it goes.
Today I will be doing the ammonium dichromate volcano. So this here is ammonium dichromate, and if you all can see, it's this bright orange, almost salt-like chemical. But some chemicals change when you light them on fire. So in honor of being in the fire and lights room, I'm going to put this on the watch glass and light it on fire, and we're going to see what happens. Are y'all ready? So y'all can kind of see why it's called the volcano. So what's happening here, the ammonium dichromate is being decomposed into chromium oxide. And as you can see, what was once that bright orange salt is now like this green, almost leaky, flaky texture, which is very cool. And you can see, you know, we started out with like that much salt, and it really expanded. The volume of this new compound is a lot bigger. So that's the ammonium dichromate volcano.
All right, guys. So first things first. This week has been a shorter week of school because today's Friday and the boys are actually off school today because they're going on a trip right now with grandma. So we had adjusted our school schedule or our school calendar so that way they would be off today. And I did want to show y'all, I've mentioned Homeschool Compass before with their printables. Be sure to check them out. I will leave their website, not sponsored or anything like that, in the description box. But this is one of theirs that they did for the primary colors, and it's kind of hard to tell, but like your secondary colors are the second part of the Ladybug, and it's kind of hard to see with the sun, sorry y'all. But anyways, if you go check it out, this is what it ends up. We had to modify ours a little bit. The only thing I will say is that when we went to print off the Ladybug pieces, it gave me the headings of the secondary colors, but it didn't actually print off the circles. So I just took a compass and drew in the 6 circles that we needed, and we used it like that. So I don't know if I printed it wrong or what, but I tried 2 different ways and it still didn't print the circle part. So easy fix. But that was a project that we really had fun doing and helping to learn the primary and secondary colors. It was a lot of fun. And we actually went ahead, or I say we, I mean my hubby went ahead and put down the barrier for the big flower bed. So that way, oh, there's our painted pumpkins. But that way, now all we are ready to do is we're just ready on the rock, and we're still kind of getting quotes and prices on the kind of rock that we want to put through here. Again, like I said, my main purpose is I want this to be like herbs or medicinal plants. So if y'all have any tips on what medicinal plants would be really good and really easy to use, because I do want ones that pretty much come back every year. I don't want ones that take over the flower bed. I will definitely have some mint, but I know that mint is very invasive, so I will probably put those in pots, and then I will Oh, there's a root there. I will probably put those in pots and then stick them in this little, that little like small area where I don't want too big of a plant, because I don't want it to go into the driveway and hit cars and all. But that actually is like ready for rock and plants. And worst case, if we don't get the rock till closer to spring, we could still go ahead and plant actual plants if I wanted to before. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't checked my beans in a few days, and it's starting to get much colder at night. We've had several nights where it's gotten down to about 30, so my plants are definitely dying off. And the last time I came out here, there were still quite a few beans that wanted to grow more. So I will show you. So you can see that I need to come out here, and there's several that I can go ahead and pick while I'm out here, but they are starting to die off, and I still have, like I said, a lot left, but a lot of these I will let go to seed, but the bigger ones I will go ahead and grab. Okay, so while I'm going to go ahead and pick off some of these, we can just go ahead and talk about how this week on school has went. It has been a very different week on school because each day we've ended up having a different schedule. We've ended up having somewhere to either go or something that kind of disrupted our typical routine, which is fine, but I have had to adjust school accordingly. And with the adjustments that I made, it actually worked out really well. So that's honestly been about it when it comes to school. I haven't made any kind of adjustments or anything like that this week. It's been a pretty straightforward week. One other thing though I did get to do today was I was able to figure out how to hem some pants and keep the original hem. I know that sounds like really small, but I was super excited that I was able to find that video because I am short and it's very difficult for me to find jeans that are short enough but still the style that I like. So I was able to actually find a video on YouTube from, I believe it's Professor Pincushion. I'll link her video in the description below. So if you have kids that are growing or they have a hard time getting the right length on their jeans and all, then, or if you're like me and short girl problems, that jeans don't ever fit right in the length. So just make sure you go check out her video. It's super simple. You can, and it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. I am so happy with myself. Yeah, I'm really excited. But anyways, it's, like I said, I'll link that video in the description box below too, if you're like me or if you have kids that you want to hem some pants for or something like that. Very basic, simple. You don't have to have a machine. You can end up doing it by hand. If you don't have a machine, it just may take you a little longer, but it's still possible. And yeah, y'all, I think that pretty much wraps up this episode, or this episode of, or weekly update, whatever you want to call it, of this week. So if y'all have any questions or comments, oh, also, it was Halloween this past week. I did not do any recording on Halloween night because I was busy trying to get the boys, myself, and everything ready for Halloween. And we just spent the time with friends and family, so I did not pull out any videos of the boys, but I will, at the end of this, I will put a still shot of them in their costumes. And honestly, two of them wasn't really even in costume, but they was, but they wasn't. So I will check back in with y'all later. Y'all have a good week.